What comes to your mind when you think about diamonds? The greatest symbol of love? A girl's best friend. Imagine this. You are with the love of your life, ready to propose, the ring glistening in your hand. But just as you're about to speak those words, a startling revelation shakes you to the core. That precious symbol of love, that eternal promise that you hold dear, it's not what you think it was. You, like millions of others, have been deceived. You see, it wasn't always this way. Back in the 1930s, when the world was going through the Great Depression, diamonds were struggling to shine. Diamonds were considered only luxurious gemstones meant for the rich class. And we are going to talk about that in a bit. Many of you, up until this point, may have considered diamonds to be rare gemstones, to be precious gemstones, and to be the symbol of eternal love and commitment. And you may even be thinking that diamonds are forever. But do you know that all of these statements did not actually exist before the 20th century? And all of these statements that you now believe were actually marketed by just one company. So this story begins in 1867 when diamonds were discovered for the very first time along the banks of the Orange River in South Africa. Now, prior to this, diamonds were only found in Brazil and India. So diamonds were actually rare up until this point. But this discovery of diamonds in 1867 actually led to the formation of De Beers Consolidated Mines in 1888, which was financed by one of the biggest British financiers, the Rothschild family. And the founder of this company was Cecil Rhodes. And by 1902, De Beers actually held about 90% of the total market share, which means that De Beers was actually able to control 90% of the global supply and demand of diamonds. But how was De Beers able to control 90% of the total global diamond market supply and production? Well, not only did they have their own mines, but they also purchased diamonds from other miners. And to add on to that, they also established long-term contracts with other producers from around the world, making sure that no one was able to hurt their monopoly. And this is how they killed off their competition as well. And with this dominance, De Beers embarked on a mission to shape the narrative around diamonds, transforming them from mere gems to symbols of everlasting love. Yes, that's right. Before 1930s, diamonds were not considered to be symbols of love. And as I mentioned earlier, up until the 1930s, diamonds were only considered to be luxurious gemstones meant for the elite class, meant for the rich people, not the poor class. Now, during the Great Depression, the demand for diamonds actually fell off, and specifically, they were out of reach of the poor segment of society. So this is when De Beers actually decided to not only increase the sales and bring diamonds back in demand, but they also decided to onboard the poor class, the poor segment of society to purchase diamonds. So in 1938, Harry Oppenheimer, the son of Ernest Oppenheimer, who was actually running De Beers at that point of time, hired a New York-based agency, NWAs, and this agency only had one job: to increase the sales of diamonds. So how did they do that? The very first thing that they did was they launched a marketing campaign that revolved around diamonds as symbol of love, convincing millions of people to believe that the only way to express their love towards their partner was through gifting their partner a diamond ring, and that the larger and finer the diamond ring, the greater was their expression of love. NWAs actually went to Hollywood and approached producers, celebrities, and influencers at that time to endorse diamonds on big screens. And they not only did that on big screens, the movies, but magazines and photo shoots as well. So much so that hardly any celebrity was seen without a De Beers diamond. And this actually led to a greater acceptance of diamonds as symbol of love, because people back in the 20th century also used to idolize celebrities and models. People would actually watch movies where diamonds were being shown, where the actor would propose to his girlfriend with a diamond ring. And this is exactly what De Beers needed to get the sales going. And to their surprise, they were able to increase their sales by over 50% in just 3 years. In 1947, they launched one of their biggest marketing campaigns, if not the biggest marketing campaigns, that actually left an indelible imprint on buyers of diamonds who were not even born at that time. To this day, buyers have this impression of diamonds, and all thanks to the marketing that was done by De Beers at that point of time. And you must have heard this very famous statement, a diamond is forever. And this is exactly the marketing campaign that was launched by De Beers in 1947. A diamond is forever. But did you know that a diamond is actually not forever? Nor is a diamond rare. So De Beers was able to play on two things. First, it was able to get this point across that a diamond is actually forever. And this is actually how they were able to increase their prices. They were able to manipulate market prices. Neither is the diamond forever, nor is it rare. In fact, there are about a quadrillion tons of diamonds that are actually buried deep inside the Earth's surface. De Beers knew that diamonds were not rare, and they were able to hide this fact. They were able to manipulate markets because they monopolized the market and they were able to control its production and supply. They were only releasing bits and pieces of diamonds each year as per their convenience. When they wanted to increase its demand, they would reduce its supply. Coming back to the 1947 campaign, this tagline, a diamond is forever, actually became the epitome of eternal love and commitment. Why did De Beers convince the masses that a diamond is forever? Simply because they did not want the diamonds to be resold in the market. They actually wanted people to hold on to their diamonds, because reselling diamonds in the market would expose their big secret, that diamonds were actually not rare. And this would not only hurt their reputation, but the price of diamonds as a whole. De Beers actually did one more thing to convince people that diamonds were indeed a symbol of love and commitment. They were able to convince people, specifically men, that the diamond ring that they purchased for their partner should actually be worth 2 times their month's salary. Imagine that your salary is about $5,000. This company convinced a person with a monthly salary of $5,000 to actually buy a $10,000 diamond ring for his partner. They specifically did not put a price cap on the diamond rings that people should purchase for their partner, but they created this pressure on men to believe that they would only be able to express their love if they were able to purchase a diamond ring which was worth 2 times their monthly salary. Now, I'm pretty sure that you must be thinking that this is morally incorrect, but this marketing strategy was brilliantly executed. This was a genius of a marketing strategy that changed the perception of diamonds, not just for the people who were alive at that point of time, but the people who were born after this campaign as well. And to this day, many people consider diamonds to be rare. Many people consider diamonds as a symbol of love and commitment, and they even consider this as an investment vehicle. And although De Beers was able to hold a tight grip on the global diamond market in the first half of the 20th century, things did start to change in the second half. Now, in the second half of the 20th century, diamonds were being discovered in the Siberian region of the then Soviet Union, now Russia. But even at that point of time, De Beers was still able to maintain its monopoly, as De Beers actually formed a partnership with the Soviet Union. And these diamonds that were discovered in Siberia actually went through the distribution channel of De Beers. De Beers even partnered up with the government of Botswana and actually gave them a 15% stake, because the diamonds that were discovered in Botswana were actually valuable to the company. But this monopoly that De Beers held was about to fall off right at the corner of the 20th century, because by this time, things were actually getting troublesome for De Beers. De Beers faced backlash in Zaire, which is now known as Democratic Republic of Congo, and Israel due to their unfair trade practices. And after that, in 1991, Soviet Union had fallen. So Russia at that point of time, they had nothing to do with De Beers. So they let go of their contract. Thereafter, De Beers' contract with Australian mines was also terminated, and this is when De Beers' monopoly was starting to slip away. Not only that, but De Beers actually faced multiple lawsuits starting in 1994, and all of these lawsuits revolved around price fixing, and the company even faced antitrust cases earlier in the 20th century, which actually led for the company to flee the American market, and they could only operate in the US through intermediaries. And by the time in 1994, when De Beers was actually hit with multiple lawsuits, its market share fell from 90% in 1980s to about 60% in the late 1990s. Furthermore, Anglo-American also took control of De Beers in 2011 after buying 40% shares of the Oppenheimer family that earlier used to operate the company. This increased the stake of Anglo-American company to 85%. So now there are two major partners. One is Anglo-American with an 85% share, and the second is the government of Botswana with a 15% stake. By 2022, De Beers had a 29% market share and was ranked as the the second biggest player in the diamond market. As of 2023, De Beers' revenue was actually down by 36% and was loss-making in the second half of 2023. And due to this decrease in demand, De Beers actually slashed about 10% of its prices in January 2024 alone. Over the course of over a year, De Beers had to slash its prices by about 40%. But why is it happening? Diamond sales are not just falling for De Beers, but the entire diamond market. All thanks to a cheaper version of natural diamond, which is the lab-grown diamond. This so-called precious stone now has a cheaper version available, which costs 60 to 85% less than a natural diamond. People are actually chasing lab-grown diamonds. The lab-grown market increased from $1 billion in 2016 to $12 billion in 2023. So the market has grown 12 times in terms of revenue. At this point, lab-grown diamonds actually make up 17 to 20% of the total global diamond market. And so, while De Beers no longer has a monopoly over the diamond market, it still is a significant player in the diamond industry and is still able to convince the masses that diamonds are indeed rare, diamonds are forever, and diamonds are a symbol of love and commitment. Even though this secret of theirs has been out for decades now, people still continue to buy diamonds. But this time, despite a quadrillion ton of diamond supply buried in earth, face a tough competition from this relatively new man-made supply of diamonds, lab-grown diamonds. Now that we are at the end of this video, let me know what you think about diamonds. Do you still consider diamonds to be precious and a symbol of love and commitment, or has this perception changed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, please share this video with your friends and family, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.